It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Milwaukee, where the Bucks will be going up against the Orlando Magic. Checking out the Magic, in case you've been under a rock, they continue their double-digit winning streak with no signs of slowing. A scary, tough team, and they're in full swing. And I'll tell you, two tremendous defenses tonight, guys.
On the road and hungry for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Orlando Magic are ready for this thing to get started. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. With Brett Berry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and Dean Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. After this game, the Bucks head back out on the road. There's no question this game will put them to the test. Facing off against a team that has every expectation of beating them, they'll need to play a complete game to snare a win.
And right now for the Bucks, they've pressed all the wrong buttons this season. It's been a series of one failed move after another, on and off the court.
Well, sometimes you earn your spot in the standings, and they've done that this year. There looked to be so much promise, so much talent on this team coming into the year. It's just baffling that all of those things went south for them.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Cook out there with money. And there's Jackson, and it's O'Connor in at the fourth. Now about midway through the season, a couple teams starting to slide. And they're desperate to turn things around.
But does that mean, Kevin, desperate means you've got to make a bunch of changes, or do you go back to some of the things that had you in a position where we were talking about you in a positive manner?
You want to remember your mission statement, don't you? What did we in the season?
Right. What did we come out of training camp? What was our mantra coming out of training camp? And maybe late November into early December, we won 7 to 10 games. Well, guess what? Break out that film. Let's sit down. Let's talk about it. Let's show some of the highlights of what we're capable of doing.
Go back to what we wanted to be.
And then bring it into the next game and show that you're capable of doing it again.
Agreed. Berry's it from three-point range.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for the Bucks. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Orlando.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year they came out on the losing end.
Just all the physical advantages that Giannis has really present a tough challenge for the defense down there. That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Pass to Doncic. Yep, that one goes in there.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Passes it to Cook. Yes, that goes in. Cook's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, they can't miss. 4 for 4 and warming up the burner.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, the Bucks head coach and I were able to talk. It's the first matchup of the season against this team, and he knows that they have great shot blocking. But he did say we've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Put the bigs in high pick-and-roll situations, shoot the jumper with confidence. We feel that's the key, Kevin.
Thanks for the report, David. Guys, just how difficult is it to face a team with this kind of defense?
Kevin, it is tough. They've got some guys who can totally wreck your game plan with their activity on D.
I also wonder if this is going to give them a spark of their own on defense. You face a team with this kind of pressure, and it can get you fired up to prove that you're every bit as tough as your opponent.
Milwaukee making a switch. McGee's checked in. There's the three, and another three from Milwaukee.
From distance, when he gets into a rhythm early, it makes this offense a lot more dynamic.
Well, great to get him involved, particularly at the start of the game. This is what keeps guys engaged.
Oh, a little punch, counter punch action. Neither side clinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Doncic kicks to Antetokounmpo. Then Shot off. So Orlando will take it the other way. To the paint.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, no, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. And it was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Bucks passing it around. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Antetokounmpo's got 7 points in the game.
I like how Giannis is inviting a little bit more contact and no longer shying away from it.
Stolen. Here's Jackson. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Stripped away. One-on-one here. And the dunk by Jackson.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game.
Man, it's just been an avalanche of points here in the early going.
Yeah, for both teams, we're seeing great synergy on offense, but some lackluster defense.
And really, he came into the game with that long-range shot looking great. Boy, he could wind up with a crazy number of threes today.
To the paint, Okidi, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
A terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Gilgeous-Alexander. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Milwaukee making a switch here.
Kevin, these are easy points. Remember, free throws.
Here's Money. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And until someone stops him, he's just going to continue to keep firing from distance.
Yeah, we got to be a DEFCON 1 here, because at this point, he is so dialed in. We got to get him off his spot.
And as we're reaching the end of the calendar year, here's a great chance to delve into the updated power rankings. Take a look at the Timberwolves. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And looking at Orlando, they were projected to be one of, if not the best team in our league, and thus far, they have not disappointed.
That shot is one that Bell would like to hone, continue, and repeat as often as possible.
That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
And the Bucks making a change here. Ogden's checked in. McGee against Jackson. Shot from free throw range. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
When the guy is capable of so many things like that on the offensive end, anytime you lose sight of him, he's got a huge advantage.
And he jams it with authority.
In this first period, they've been aggressive and extremely focused.
I don't think you ever expect to carve out such a big lead early on in a game like this, but let's see if they can maintain momentum.
Another steal. Money passes to Bill. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
At 6'5", Brogdon capable of getting up there. We don't see it all that often, but a nice dunk.
Here's Money. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Another steal. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Bucks trail by 14. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Hey, now let's take a look at the number of second chance points these teams have had over the last month. These guys never give up on a possession. Number one, the Magic.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
Evans, he's checked in for Jordan Bell. Stolen by McGee. Here's Brunson. Sinks the triple. Brunson's got 5 more.
And when the D is this non-existent, it's pretty easy for shooters. Fishing with dynamite.
Money uses both hands to slam it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Milwaukee has gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points run up from outside here in the first. Here's Brogdon. It's tipped. And here we go with the Magic fast break. Drains the three-pointer. 23 points for Money.
And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
And Justin Jackson played his high school basketball at that powerhouse homeschool Christian Youth Association down there in Texas. He was homeschooled since the 4th grade, and he was in charge of his own studies and his own basketball development. I would say he did pretty well.
Another steal. He's all alone. Ahead. Finished off the break. He's got 6.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Here's Brunson. That's it. He's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp. And by all accounts, Frank Justin Jackson tremendously focused and diligent both in his studies and in working on his game.
Well, so many teams looking at not only your success on the court, but what you do with your time off of it. And he's demonstrated that he's a self-starter, a self-motivated guy, and that serves him quite well.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
And one thing they'll discuss are their defensive rotations. The other is in the matchup.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
Doncic is checked in for the Bucks. Knocked away. And here's the fast break. And here we go.
Nicely done. Running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
The exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
Bucks trip. By 20. Here's Brunson. He has 7. Here's Money. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Yeah, good job with the anticipation, and then the quick hands results in points off the break.
Now, sometimes you calculate the risks, and you did it there, but couldn't have turned out any better.
Here's Brunson, who's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Here's Money. Last game, an incredible scoring display for him. And they're running. McGee, the pass to Brunson. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Now, here's Doncic. He's covered closely. He gets it in there. Magic leading by 20. Jackson passes to Money. Right block shot. Low block shot on the way. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Milwaukee's gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points run up from outside here in the first. And now Orlando on the plate.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Knocks it loose, and it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. It's Milwaukee with it. Payton kicks to Doncic. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Traveling has been a concern for the NBA for a while. For a purist like you, do you like that?
Well, you got to get from city to city, Kevin.
I don't think that's the kind of traveling I'm talking about here. Yes. I only ask you to pay attention. That's all. It's a simple request.
Yeah, they're doing a better job. Some get away with it more than others.
What an answer. Thank you, Brent.
Yeah, the versatility and competitive fire of Doncic is impressive. You can just tell this kid loves to play the game.
Took him no time at all on that one. Money's got 29.
Love his shot selection. Good at taking quality shots. Whether he's defended or open, he knows how to knock those down.
Jackson against McGee. Here's Davidson. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And how's that for some ups coming from that one?
Well, he is a rarity among NBA point guards in his ability to elevate.
Gotta love the fact that going vertical is a major part of what makes him so difficult as a point guard to defend, especially around the rim.
The ball's knocked loose, and it's the Bucks on the break. McGee in the high post. Jackson on him. Pass to McGee from past the arc. It's hauled in by the Magic. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Playing on the road, always a challenge, but it becomes a heck of a lot easier when you can shoot the 3-ball the way they did.
I just like their confidence. Even when they did miss, it felt like that's the shot they were designing to get, so it never seemed to faze them.
Orlando shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. It's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And Milwaukee has possession. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. The feed to Doncic. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
Well, if they're going to win this game, he's going to require just a little bit of help. Many of the shots he's taking are finding the hoop.
Ouch. 3 fouls for him already, and now if you're the coach, you got to think about sitting him down.
For Milwaukee, they have been all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
Well, a little bit each year, Giannis gets fouled at a higher and higher clip. That shows about how much more aggressive and how much more confident and how much more usage he's had through his first few seasons. Well, the O looks unstoppable tonight, especially because of that guy. He's just torching them.
Tipped away. Here's Money, and he goes right over Luka Doncic and slams it down.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Here's O'Connor, and Orlando again with the bucket.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, they've been the better shooting team throughout the first half because of their patience and because of their shot selection.
And so it's Orlando riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And pronouncing Giannis Antetokounmpo's name correctly has been a challenge for many, something he discussed before today's game.
The worst I've ever heard was my rookie year. A guy called me Antetokounmpo, and Kunupi in Greek.
And the mosquito, definitely not a good comparison for Giannis.
Yeah, more like a condor. But that last name certainly has a lot of people looking for nicknames.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for the Magic here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
Well, when you come out in the first quarter with that kind of offense, obviously the game plan is in full effect. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going.
On to Tacumbo out there with Bell. Then there's Doncic, and it's Connor in at the center position. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
2 points, that one goes. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 9.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Money. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Talk about what it means to be a good teammate, Brent. You've played with good ones. You've played with bad ones. I've always thought you were team first when you played.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. There's just an idea about what it is that you can contribute to the team. I think you always have to accentuate those ideals. Your approach on a daily basis has to be consistent. And if you're a starting player, it's one mentality. And if you're somebody that plays off the bench, you have to come to practice every day to push the guy that's in front of you and wait for your opportunity. But most of the time, it's that kind of consistency with which you come to work and the attitude of making sure that I want to make any kind of contribution I can for our team's success. That usually is a pretty good formula for a good team.
Milwaukee making a switch. Evans is checked in.
He just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him.
O'Keefe, good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. The shot's good from Evans. Evans has got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Milwaukee's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Down low. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And sweet seeing Jordan Bell push that one home. Great position and pays one off.
Malcolm Brogdon's checked in for Doncic. For Milwaukee, they have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%. And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
And that's a foul called on Money. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Timeout called the Bucks. We've seen Money really having a great game.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
As we approach the halfway mark, let's take a look at how everything in the East right now stands. You look at the Magic. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And of course, Milwaukee. Not really any threat right now, as their record showing a lot more losses.
And right now for the Magic, a lot to live up to this season. And really, they have come through. It can be hard on a team when the expectations are that high, trust me. But it has not bothered them one bit.
Well, as high as those expectations were, they've only gotten higher as the season has gone along. They look poised to make a serious run at the trophy come playoff time.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that.
Because they're cheaters.
Maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Evans. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Evans has got 4 points this quarter.
And I'll bet his percentage is pretty high from that range.
And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. Here's Money. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Money's got 40 points. Antetokounmpo finds Evans. They get a hand on it, and it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And here's what the schedule for Orlando looks like. On Friday, the Chicago Bulls come into town, tipping off a homestand for them. And then on Saturday, They'll host the Miami Heat.
And that game against the Hawks, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
And his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
It's tipped, and another turnover for the Magic. It's Bell on the wing. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Back to Bell. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Bell's got 6.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
When you think about a coach looking into the eyes of one of his players and telling him to match up with Giannis Antetokounmpo and all the things that he brings to the table, that's a long night of restlessness before you match up. Press up on him, he'll blow by you in transition. He's at the rim in 2 dribbles. Tough to stop that kid.
Brunson, good. 9 points in the game so far.
By the size that Brogdon has at the point guard, a good job of finding somebody over the top.
Here's Money, and the rejection by Evans. Bucks trail by 21.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Plenty of excitement as we count down to tip-off here on 2K Sports. A little New Year's Eve hoops. This is very, very
When's the
festive.
countdown begin?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moments away, will be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Orlando Magic at Amway Center. We've seen a lot of quality basketball from this Orlando team lately. They have been a team.
Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, and nothing tips off. A broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin, we know.
David, you're right. It takes a toll. Thank you. And any game on New Year's Eve, typically a very festive atmosphere and scene. Smitty, is there ever any extra motivation to close out the year with the win and kind of put a period to the year?
Yeah, it is, Kevin. I think for everybody in all professions, especially in the NBA, you look at it, win losses. You want to end the year on a win, and you want to start the year on a win. So I think it's a lot of psychological just to get your team going, give you that extra motivation, that extra boost.
All right, let's hit the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So for Chicago right now, you've got Rivers, Otto Porter Jr. out there with Morris. Then there's Markkanen, and it's Murphy in at the 4 slot. Here's Morris. Oh, that one had the right spit on it, and it is good.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Here's Money, covered by Morris. Money lays it up and puts it in. Money's got his second basket of the night.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better. That's just
all the points.
Recognition there. He saw the D pack in the lane on the break, so he calmly rolls up and drained the transition three.
Pass to Markkanen. To the middle. A reverse. That's tipped, and they get it back. Murphy can't hit.
You know what? He tried.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break your nose.
Too much defensive pressure on that play.
Here's Money. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
And just building on to the lead, extending it, trying their best to put this one away.
You sense the game has a number of ways it can go. All you can do is your very best at that moment.
And the wide open shot from Morris. Again, the miss by Morris.
I mean, you can see it. He's way out of sync. It's been this way all quarter for him.
Here's Money. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's going to go on Otto Porter Jr. And the Bulls making a change here. Haywood's checked in. The Magic shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Morris looking over the floor. Knocks it loose. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Now we take a look at the 2K leaderboard to see who the best rebounders in the NBA have been over the last 10 games. You look at Money, third in rebounding, and what a physical presence inside.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
And they had to be sensational
right there, man.
on that night to
taking so
compensate
long.
for the fact that they just couldn't find a rhythm offensively.
You know, they say it, defense wins championships. If they didn't have great D in that game, no way they would have come away victorious.
And too much time in the lane, they get called for the 3-second violation.
And a moment here to check out the stats for Money. He's averaging 55 points. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Well, and we've seen defenses try to adjust. But he has the intelligence along with the talent, just finds new ways to beat them.
Here's Morris. And that one is off. The Magic go the other way with it. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And on the road, their perimeter shooting really helped to kind of keep the crowd out of the game.
You know, I was surprised to see how comfortable they were in that environment. Shot a very high percentage from way beyond the arc.
Outside Porter. Haywood kicks to Morris. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Haywood in the post. Rebound by the Magic. Here's Money. He's coming off a 40-point game against Milwaukee.
We also got to mention what he did on the defensive end. Racked up a number of steals, too.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Morris into the lane.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Bulls shooting their first shots of the night from a charity stripe.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Levine's checked in for Rivers. He doesn't get the second one. Steve, do you think the NBA is heading to a place where ideal lineups will have 5 capable playmakers on the floor, like more of a positionless game?
Yeah, I think so, Kevin. I think right now teams are trying to find a guy that's 6'7", 6'8", that defensively can play, guys that are larger, and then our offensive end, somewhat highlight Draymond Green, can run point guard for you. So I think right now that's the size and skills that people are looking for.
You just described yourself.
The only difference was We had guys that was 7'2", 7'3", 350. So I had to play the guard position. Taking advantage at the charity stripe like he always does. Terrific touch. And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one. Dominate on the court, and it's showing up on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can maintain this level of intensity.
Here's Haywood. And a miss there on the triple. Magic leading by 11. Here's Money. He's got 16. It's good.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Stolen away. Down low. Here's O'Connor. And the layup's good off the glass.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Do they start to coast, or do they go right for the juggler?
And he gets it to go.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Money passes to Cook. Inside. Cuts off the pass. To the paint. Pass to Waters. He dishes it to Markman. The pass to Waters. Uncovered. Can't hit that one. And Orlando will come the other way. Here's Money. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
How about the quarter he's having? Tremendous execution on the offensive end, helping to further fuel this lead.
Chicago calls timeout.
And look, you never want to see a team cut you this way. Really a good timeout.
Some of this is just a matter of toughness, a willingness to play physical inside, something we're not seeing.
Chicago making a switch here. Rand's checked in. Here's Waters. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Here's Money. 19 points in the game. Poked loose. Stolen by Markkanen. Outside, Levine. Here's Waters. His 3-pointers off the mark. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Orlando. It's a 14-point game. And it's time for an injury report.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with Chicago's head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, it sounds like a very serious injury. Of course, the schedule is getting extremely demanding at this time of the season. That injury is only going to make things worse. Kevin?
Thanks for checking in. DA injuries are always tough to deal with, but they're just a fact of life in the NBA.
And he'll have a lot of support as he goes through the recovery process. They want him back as soon as possible.
And we know how much better they'll be as a team when he's out of those street clothes and back in uniform.
Magic leading by 16. To the inside. Erickson with the rebound.
And the play looked good there for a second, just couldn't finish.
Well, the pass has to be on point. Then the catch and flush just doesn't work out here.
Got that one up quick. And now 24 points for Money.
And really that's what built the early lead here. Killer shooting from beyond.
I love when a team comes out and establishes a three-point shot. Opens up the drive for later on.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Scotty's checked in for Chicago. And here are the Bulls now, trailing by 19. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
Looking now at the numbers for Jackson. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. Second in steals, second in field goal percentage. And he has so many different ways to get the ball in the basket. Right now ranked third in the league in points per game.
And back to your point, number 2 in steals. He's just a tireless worker. Plays that hard-nosed, on-ball defense. Most guys just can't disengage from it. Here's Waters. Poked loose, but he gets it back. And the Bulls with another miss.
and that's a surprise. He's usually deadly from mid-range.
Here's Money, 24 points for him. Graham with the ball, Jackson on him, and it's Graham missing.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
The Magic have shot just one free throw, missing that one early. Steve, you were kind of a positionless player. When you played 6'8", highly skilled, talk about some of the guys who really fit that bill in today's game.
I think guys like LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum does a fantastic job. Ben Simmons, Jaylen Brown, he's done a nice job. Gordon Hayward. Those are the guys that are 6'8", 6'7", can do a lot of different things at that position. One of the best also at that position, Andre Iguodala. To be able to switch out of offense and also play different positions on the offensive end.
Excellent list. Loose. Trying to get something going. The rebound by Cook.
And tonight he just hasn't been efficient offensively. That's a big reason why they're behind.
Got a hand on it. Here's Money. To the left wing. Passes to O'Connor. Porter with the steal. Here's Graham. Guarded by Jackson. Got a piece of it. Graham with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And at the court come the Magic on the break. Here's Money. Always going up for the alley-oop here.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Here is Knight. He kicks to Murphy. And again, Chicago. No good.
And on the glass so far, it hasn't even been close.
Money passes to O'Connor. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. He has 6.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Chicago has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by.
Terrific. And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
They have played physical, they have owned the paint, and they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
Knight looking for an opening. Kicks it to Graham. 1:39 left to play in the first quarter. Here's Money. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And the point differential tells the story. Their two-way play has been outstanding.
You know, it's a matter of effort plus talent. You need both to dominate this way.
Knight passes to Murphy. Here's Waters. And easy 2 points on the layup.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's Money. 28 points for him. Here's Jackson with the 3. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
Well, the Bulls shooting down around 24%. Obviously, they've struggled. Here's Waters. A quick look, no good that time.
Lazy defense against a good score. Turns out not to matter.
There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside, Porter. Free throw line jump shot. Rebound by the Magic.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
That one goes in. He's got 6.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And that's a foul called on Money. That's his first foul. Now Rivers. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Knocked loose, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. He got it up, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Orlando with a 34-point advantage heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And for the Magic here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Well, I mean, they just got hot early from beyond the arc, and we'll just have to wait and see if they can keep that going.
They also want to be unpredictable. Mix up the play calling. Keep the defense guessing.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Scott is out there with Erickson. Then there's Hudson. And it's Rivers. And it's Morris in at point guard. There's the three. Here's Erickson. No good with the layup. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Orlando. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. And that will be the middle game of this three-game homestand. To the inside. It's deflected. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's 31 points for Money.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Down low. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Good.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Morris outside. Pass to Hudson from downtown. And again, no good by Chicago.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's Cook. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Morris outside. Here's Scott. And here we go with Cook into the hoop. Money stayed with it, but they couldn't get it to fall. The Bulls have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Rivers looking over the floor. Inside, here's Morris. And that one is handled well.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop, Greg. You're right. Once he gets his hands on the miss. He swipes the ball away again. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
Good.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Morris outside, all by himself. Jumps up, puts down the breakaway slam.
And that's the classic one. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
Trying his luck deep. Orlando grabs the miss. Money's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to O'Connor. Shoots over Scott. And the basket is good. 8 points for him.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Hard to maintain your discipline, but obviously this was the game plan coming in, and they're carrying it out.
Say that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Here's Morris. He has 5. Here's Money. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Chicago's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Now here's Rivers. T right on him. The pass to Erickson. And just miss after miss right now.
Yeah, just see what. Watch your head.
Beautiful jam.
Well, the pace, the big plays they're making. This is a statement run right here.
Hard to remember the last time they've missed. These guys are having fun right now.
Fast break. Here come the Magic. O'Connor defended by Scott. Nice D from Scott. Morris outside. And here again, the Magic in transition. Up the court they go.
Man, he runs the floor with a purpose that time.
Woo!
Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
Here's Morris. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Passes it to Hudson. Shoots from 8. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And the Magic with possession. It's a 21-2 run. Totally rolling here. Here's Money. Covered by Morris. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Chicago. On Sunday, they're off to New York to face the Knicks. And then on Wednesday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
Awfully hard to get back into the game when one of your key shooters is this ice cold and has been all quarter.
Oh, easy putback. No one got a body on it.
And there's one thing you're trying to minimize. It's second chance opportunities for defensive rebounding for them.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Orlando shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. Steve, there's plenty of discussion that the NBA has become less physical and more over-officiated. What's your opinion on letting guys play a little bit more?
You know, I think, Kevin, it's freedom of movement, and I think when you took out hand checking and obviously arm bar checking and down in the post, it's hard to guard some of these fantastic players with their skill set and obviously with their athleticism. A guy dribbling at you at 100 miles per hour, how do you get your balance without touching him? And I think that's what you start to see a lot of the fouls called. And a lot of fans are looking back in the day saying, well, that wasn't a foul, but I think under the rules, the referees have to call these plays because there's no hand checking.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Chicago's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Haywood against Jackson. And Murphy kicks to Haywood. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Here's Knight. That's good. And it's Levine with the assist. Knight's got his first points of the night.
That's nice patience by Zach Levine. Finding the open man, not trying to do it all himself.
Count that one. And that's 38 points for Money.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
To the paint, Okidi. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Levine kicks to Murphy. To the middle. And then Murphy with the dunk.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Orlando's gotten on a roll from three-point land. They've been flawless. 6 for 6 tonight. Count it good. Cook's got 12 points now in the quarter.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Now, here's Knight. He doesn't hit that one. And Orlando the other way now. Here's Money. He has 38 in the game. Up high to stop the alley-oop. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
Dropping dimes all night. He's been completely locked in.
Unselfish basketball. That'll make you very popular amongst your teammates.
And another assist. The chemistry he has with his guys is impressive.
Keeping his head on a swivel. Actively seeking out his teammate.
And so Levine will bring it up now for the Bulls. Outside Knight. Murphy dishes to Knight. No good on the shot.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Drills the three-pointer. Money's got 41.
And the three-point shot has just been money so far tonight.
To the wing on the left. Here's Murphy. Sinks that one from the post.
Big difference from the first quarter to the second. His shot looks completely in rhythm now.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Orlando shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. That's good from Jackson.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Chicago making a switch here. And so Jackson nails both of them. Chicago's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Levine finds Porter. That's tipped. Here's Money.
He's put on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Bean passes to Haywood. On the wing, Porter. And that one drops for him. Porter's got his first points of the game.
He turned on the Jets as soon as he got that screen and went right to the hole. Great decision making there.
Here's Money. Graham defending. Money passes to Cook. Here's Money. The shot, no good. Now Chicago takes it the other way.
Zach LaVine won back-to-back dunk contests in 2015 and 2016. The second one against Eric Gordon, an all-time classic.
.152 left to play here in the second quarter. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here.
1, 2.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December, taking a look at Orlando. And not a surprise, really, to see them sitting there in the #1 spot in the conference. The excellent brand of basketball they've been putting on display lately has been terrific. And checking out Chicago. Right now, they're 5 spots below them.
And right now for the Magic, any fears of a regression for them this season have been laid to bed. They're an elite team yet again, and they're poised for a dominant stretch run here.
I can't see them slowing down anytime soon. If anything, I think they'll just get stronger as the playoff gets closer.
Here's Money. 43 points in the game. To the inside. And again, another assist.
Another possession, another assist.
You know, Greg, he's sharing the ball well, hitting his guys in their spots. The Bulls shooting a cool 28% in the second quarter. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. And now we go to the 2K leaderboard.
Okay, let's try that
season
dunk
has been for these teams
from
on
the
the
movies.
offensive glass. Number 1, the Magic.
And that's the way they have to play in order to win. They've got rebounders, so they've got to go after those second and third opportunities whenever they can.
O'Connor, Hewitt covering O'Connor, and it's Orlando with another.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
There's 37 seconds left to play in the first half, and the Bulls with another miss. Orlando's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. And he converts the layup. He's got 16.
They are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Levine feeling it out a bit. They get a hand on it. And here we go with the Magic fast break.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
The reason why a number of guys on this roster, they are built for speed. Why not play to your strength?
And here is Morris. Pass to Erickson. From down in the low post, it goes. And so it's the Orlando Magic holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Boy, a lot of energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. Orlando had no problems getting going. Near flawless execution from both the defensive and offensive areas of their game triggered a 12-2 run to start things off. They came on extremely strong as the quarter was winding down, nailing all 6 of their last field goal attempts to close out the first. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. Quality execution, good efficiency, some tremendous defensive play helped them take a decisive advantage, and they're running away with this one. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
Boy, it was rough down there in the paint, and they were just dominant, taking it to the rack. But that's what you have to be willing to do. Take the action to the heart of the competition without any fear. That's why this is already a blowout.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Chicago?
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they can forget about a comeback.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See everybody with Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back, folks. The downtown skyline of Orlando, Florida, looking especially striking tonight. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. What a game we're seeing from Money.
And so far, he's giving them great production from deep. They've been able to kind of spread the floor because of.
You see the defense trying to make an adjustment, but it's hard when he's hitting from that far away.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. The Bulls shooting a pretty pitiful 25% in this game. Offensively, they can't get anything going. We've got money. Jackson is out there with Cook, and it's O'Connor in at the power forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. Orlando's gotten all but one of the 3 pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far. And Morris comes over to help. Jackson has the open look. Hits it from 3-point range. Jackson's got the first points in the second half up on the board for the Magic. Chicago with the ball. Feeds to Rivers. Here's Rivers. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Smitty, if you had to boil it down to a single play in your career, what was your biggest moment?
Kevin, I'm glad you asked that question. I can also get it out there to everybody in the basketball universe. Game 7, Western Conference Finals. Shaq fouled me, and they did not call the foul. Shaq fouled me, Kevin. That play still haunts me. I'm still mad.
Really? After all these years?
Yes. And he still lets me know that he didn't foul me, but we got to run the tape. He fouled me.
Good.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Pass to Porter. Out to Morris. To the inside. Markkanen passes to Rivers. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. First trip to the line for him here.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Two shots. Last on the floor.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. Here's Money. He has 45 points. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. The shot's good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And that's a foul called on Money. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Outside, Porter. Morris outside.
And they could have used that trying to cut into this league. He's been off all night.
All going up court. And Jackson with the basket on the assist from Cook. Jackson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
Porter in the corner. Three-pointer. And again, no good by Chicago.
A very disappointing start to this half. 3 attempts with nothing to show for it.
Jackson down low, guarded by Porter. No good that time. Good work defensively by Morris. Nabbing another steal.
And you got to be careful around him.
No, Greg, he's been coming up with some incredible steals so far.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and continue to score consistently. Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
The Bulls have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight. The first one falls. Bulls making a switch here. Knight's checked in. And Porter drops them both. Magic have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Money passes to Jackson. Here's Money. Back to Jackson. Murphy with the steal. Poked loose. Here's Money. It's good. Money's got 47 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
To the middle. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
And Jackson gets it to go. Jackson's got 20.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
The Bulls have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And there's the pass to Rivers. Good on the 3-point shot. Rivers has got 4 points in the quarter.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, he could have made a better choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next one.
But they get it back. Okidi. Nice D from Porter. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Okidi. And so he's picked up his final foul. He will sit for the rest of this game. The Magic making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. First one falls for.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
I did some both. Orlando, they've gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Inside, and Jackson gets it to go. He's got 22.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Hayward kicks to Morris. To the inside. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here is Cook. He's guarded by Knight. And no, that doesn't go. He's made 8, but that's his third miss. Greg, what are some of the positives that Tristan Thompson's play brings to the team?
Still a very efficient scorer on the shots that he does take. And he lives mostly inside the paint. And still a strong offensive rebounder. But his days of being a threat on the offensive end as the game has evolved seems to have kind of gone away.
And the first one drops. And the Bulls making a change here. And that one goes in. 2 from the line. Here's Money. Non-stop scoring machine here. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
That was just a textbook pick that allowed him room, and he took advantage of it.
And Jackson throws it down home.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Now, here is Knight. Defense right on him. Passes it to Waters. Looking to get back on track here. Orlando grabs the miss. Money's got his 5th rebound in this one. Lobbed up there for Thompson. the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
A solid athlete, quick leaper. Thompson's always a threat on this play.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Outside Knight, inside Waters. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Orlando. It's his first trip to the line. He misses the free throw. Scotty's checked in for Chicago. Dean comes in for Knight. He hits the second from the line. Here's Money. Thompson, high post. Pass to Money. Fires from 18. The second effort. The pass to O'Connor. Lets it go from deep. He's still out. Now he is 9 of 10.
I like what he's doing here. Terrific efficiency scoring the basketball.
Here's Levine. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Pass to Waters. Thompson with the rebound. It's Orlando's ball. They're on an 11-3 run. Money passes to Thompson. Jackson against Levine. Jackson comes over with the double. Got a piece of it. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. And we have a moment to take a look at the best three-point shooting teams in the NBA. Number 1, the Magic. The Bulls 3rd.
And the shooting display both these teams have put on this season has been remarkable. I mean, there are just three-point shooters all over the floor.
Now the feed to Scott. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. Stops, pops, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
He's in control when it matters, giving them a tremendous advantage right here.
The Bulls have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the 3rd. That leaves room for improvement, sir. Levine against Thompson. Stolen by Jackson. All going up court. And stolen by Green. To the middle. It's deflected. One-on-one here. And stolen by Graham. Out to the right wing. Fires the 3. He can't get that one.
You know, he really is forcing it right now. This has been a frustrating night for him.
Down low, here's Thompson, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Chicago called for the foul.
Quietly becoming more dangerous on the offensive end, Thompson draws contact.
For Orlando, they have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night. The first free throw is good.
One thing about Thompson, he's made improvements to his body and his game each and every year.
Hudson's checked in for the Bulls. That one misses. Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. For 3. Harkinen, he's checked in for Erickson. And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up with the Orlando Magic. Money passes to Jackson. Thompson with the jam.
The unbelievable effort. Thompson, a dedicated warrior on the offensive glass.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
The drive by Jackson, and the shot goes down. Jackson's got 26. Levine with it. Poked away, and here we go with the Magic fast break. Nice D from Levine.
In over his head on the layup attempt there. Too much defensive pressure.
And again, Chicago turns it over.
Well, a chance to check out Tristan Thompson here. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month, averaging about 18 points per 20 rebounds and 3 assists. And what sets him apart is his rebounding. And as you can see, he's been in peak form.
You know what? It's part effort, part instincts. You see teams trying to keep a body or two on him, but that's easier said than done.
And the Bulls making a change here. Haywood's checked in. Here's Money, guarded by Levine. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Scott finds Levine. Pass to Hudson. Looking to end the run. Levine can't hit.
If you're trying to keep the defense honest, that's the one you really have to make.
Get it.
Another possession, another assist. Dishing it all over the place in this one.
He's tallying them up in bunches.
And Chicago shooting 23% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Knocked away. All by himself. Here's Money. Hammers it home. The polish off the break.
Oh, terrific pick. Then kicks it right ahead, turning defense into offense.
And on the other side, that's an annoying miscue. Total lack of focus.
Down low, here's Hudson. Lays it up off the glass.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Money passes to Thompson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And checking out some stats for Levine. How last month turned out for him? 7th in free throw percentage. And he's a flamethrower from distance. Top 10 in the league in three-point shooting.
And yeah, he's a true professional at the free throw line. It's a part of the game where he excels. You want him at the line for you in crunch time. Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Rivers comes in for Markkanen, and Morris subbed in for Zach LaVine. Knocked loose. He swipes the ball away again.
And he's just been able to anticipate their every move.
Yeah, you're right. An absolute pest on the defensive end.
Just relentless. Really impressed with how they've been able to maintain that focus.
When you have a huge lead, it's easy to get sloppy on offense. They haven't fallen into that trap.
And he's able to get it back. Orlando's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Haywood with the rebound.
You know what? His finishing ability is not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
That's the thing about Thompson. Because he can run the floor, he gets looks in transition.
There's 39 seconds left in the third quarter. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Hudson. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And continuing to cough it up here. The TO's threatening to cost these guys the game.
Chicago making some changes. Porter's checked in for Scott. And Knight subbed in for Rivers. Here's Money, covered by Morris. Thompson. And again, another assist. The chemistry he has with his guys is impressive.
Keeping his head on a swivel, actively seeking out his teammate.
Now Morris. He kicks it to Hudson. Shot to stop the run. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the Orlando Magic with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. On the court for the Bulls, getting this fourth quarter started. We've got Erickson. Hudson is out there for us. Then it's Porter. And it's Knight in at the three spot.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Morris kicks to Porter. Knight on the wing, guarded by Jackson. Rebound by the Magic. Money's got 6 rebounds here tonight. We've had a full season now, Steve, of the jersey-sponsored insignias and patches. Has become a reality in the NBA. Any thoughts on that so far?
Yes, Kevin, because I'm old school. I don't like seeing it on the jerseys. I like the clean look. I would love to see it on their warm-up jerseys. You know, obviously the warm-up jackets and pants. I just don't like seeing it on the jersey. But I don't think I'm going to win this one, Kevin. I think they are here to stay. I think they might even add more sponsors on jersey.
Yeah, the look they like is the look of money. Money, that's a good look.
That's the look
we get from those sponsors, you're right. Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. On Saturday, they'll host the Miami Heat. Then on Wednesday, they'll host the Washington Wizards.
And that game against the Hawks, I think it's going to be an interesting challenge. Even though they expect to come out on top, this could probably be a pick-em game, depending on how they play.
Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. 53 points in the game.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Tipped away. Nabbing another steal.
And you got to be careful around.
Yeah. He's been coming up with some incredible steals so far.
Well, the pace, the big plays they're making, this is a statement run right here.
Hard to remember the last time they've missed. These guys are having fun right now.
Knight passes to Hudson. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. And the Bulls making a change here. Scott's checked in. Morris right side. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. When it comes to flagrant foul, do you think that the difference, Steve, between flagrant 1 and flagrant 2 is being called correctly for the most part?
I do, Kevin. I think we always have gray areas, and when you start to look at rules, but for the most part, I think they're getting a flagrant 1 and a flagrant 2. You know, I think they're getting it right.
The Magic have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Money to the middle. And Thompson gets it to go.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Fourth quarter of play, we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Hudson the pass to Waters. And Thompson sends it down.
Double block.
Great
Hey,
Thompson
give
on
me.
that block. That's his forte.
Ah.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow.
No good on the free throw. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. The Bulls have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one made. Got a piece of it. Hudson the pass to Waters. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
and you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
The Magic have gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. Here's Money. O'Connor the pass to Money. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter. But again, in the painted area, regardless, he's crafty enough to get up a good shot.
The NBA playing games in foreign countries now during the regular season. You think that'll become a more common occurrence?
I do, Kevin. I think they do a good job of getting a chance to, I would say, gather all the fans around the globe. Our game is going more global. And I think some of the players and some of the teams, they love it. I think a lot of times if they make sure the NBA, they're not sending the exact same teams and get a chance to spread the wealth, I think it's a great idea.
The Magic have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6. First free throw is good. Markkanen, he's checked in for the Bulls. So 1 for 2 that time with the strike. The Bulls have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And stolen by Scott. Waters passes to Markkanen. Pass to Waters. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. On the 3 off target. And it's good with the ball for the Magic. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect. Tipped away. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Here's Hudson. Outside, Scott. There's the pass to Waters. Scott kicks to Markkanen. Here's Waters. And the Bulls with another miss.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Money passes to Thompson. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Well, we've seen the growth of the G League, especially in how much it's been utilized for player development. A lot of guys going up to the NBA level. Steve, how do you think we'll see this evolve over the next 10 years?
I think the G League and its partnership with the NBA teams has been fantastic. It's kind of similar to baseball right now in the minor leagues, and the teams have done a great job of having the flexibility to bring guys up and down. I love it for a lot of these young guys to get a chance to develop and also be a part of, I would say, the big team.
Excellent point. Here's Hudson. Passes to Waters. Shoots the 3. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Money. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. First free throw is good. Chicago making a switch here. That one is no good.
I love how hard he's playing, really since the break. All the defense can do at this point is foul him.
That's Orlando's ball. They're on an 18-6 run. To the paint. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Hudson kicks to Green. Puts it up from 15. Misses off the left iron. The Magic have gotten all 8 of their shots in the fourth quarter to drop. Truly remarkable. Up high and stop the alley-oop.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
And that's a foul called on Money. That will give him his 4th foul of the game. You hear the term empty stats every once in a while, Steve, usually referring to great production on a bad team. How valid do you think that theory is?
It is. A lot of guys you see are averaging, these numbers, and players look around, and the players, you're saying, unfortunately for him, those numbers are empty stats because there are a lot of times these numbers are found in when the game is decided. And a lot of times on bad teams, you see these guys going for numbers. Then you get a chance to see them play on good teams, and those stats just don't match up.
Good explanation. Erickson's checked in for the Bulls. Porter comes in for Hudson. That's tipped. Here's Porter. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Pass to Cook from 13. Chicago grabs the miss.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on possession.
And the shot goes in.
Whether it's scoring, passing, or just acting as a decoy, his value to this team cannot be understated.
To the middle. And again, another assist.
Another possession, another assist.
Greg, he's sharing the ball well, hitting his guys in their spots. Levine finds Porter. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Here's Jackson. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Jackson's got 30 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
To the inside. Here's Money. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
And it's Graham missing.
How does he miss that layup? He's too good to be doing that.
And another assist. The chemistry he has with his guys is impressive.
Keeping his head on a swivel, actively seeking out his teammate.
Dean passes to Porter, and Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Pass to Waters. To halt the run, and it's Orlando with the rebound.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
Lobbed up there for Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
And this is where Thompson likes to get his touches, right at the basket.
And here's Knight. He'll bring it up for Chicago. The pass to Waters. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. And it's the Magic's ball. To the inside. Thompson with the bucket. Thompson's got 19 points.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lead off. Reverse hit home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Well, Chicago has gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Haywood in the post. Jackson on him. The shot by Markkanen. Nobody around. Off target with his 3.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Right on the bucket. 67 points for Money.
And a high percentage look there, and he takes full advantage. Bumps up the lead.
Yeah, the lead now is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there. Not a lot of solutions.
Just a really solid display there of rebounding. They've done it really all game.
They pounded the glass every time down the floor, and it's clear that they want to win that rebounding battle.
Really another fantastic offensive rebound and putback. This is the second game in a row where he has just been ball dominant.
When he gets into one of these grooves, you never know how long they're going to last. Sometimes they go on and on and on.
And the steal then right into the fast break. Great awareness.
Perfect read. Takes a chance, certainly pays off.
Water, no good, unable to end this run. And it's the Magic with the ball. To the middle, Thompson passes to O'Connor. Hope they get it back. Passes it to Money. And he lobs it up towards the rim. Takes the alley-oop pass and punts it down.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Magic.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Money.
An all-around dominant performance. Only certain guys can do this. Complete control, 3 phases of the game. Congrats, a triple-double.
And he makes the first. Player podcast, something we're hearing more of, and it's a growing trend. Good idea, or do you think it could get some guys in trouble?
Kevin, well, some guys, it does a good job of helping their brand, and we love to see guys get a chance to do other things off the court. And then there are some guys who get a little loose, and they reveal some secrets, or they say some things they wish they could take back. But I think it all comes down to the individual. You gotta understand media before you try to jump out and start doing these podcasts.
Well said.
This is what your spacing is designed to do. Find cracks in the defense.
Inside, and another assist for him.
Another possession, another assist.
You know, Greg, he's sharing the ball well, hitting his guys in their spots. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Stolen by Jackson. And now Orlando on the break. Jackson's got the ball. Lobbed up there for Thompson. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Graham dishes to Knight. Kicks to Graham. Over Thompson. And it's Graham missing. Here's Money. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
Well, this is less about winning the game now and more about making a bold statement.
Fades away. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Tristan, congrats on the win. What was Coach's focus going into the game tonight?
Coach got after us, told us to start, we got to play defense. Just can't come in here and just let them make a score opportunity. We got to play defense and get back.
Well, it looks like you listened to him. Thanks, Tristan. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
No.